Chapter 35 Creating a Basic Web Page Building Blocks of Web Page. All websites are created using HTML code. HTML is what professional web developers who make websites for their job use to organize and display text, image, video, etc. in a web browser. HTML is used to tell a web browser what to display. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. The hypertext part means that connected websites together, so you are able to go from one site to the next. Cascading Style Sheet (CSS) is used by website to tell the browser how the site should be displayed. You can use CSS to change the color of text, insert the background image, and more. Early websites were made using only language HTML and early versions of CSS, which means they didn't have much styling, interactivity, and animation. Now there are many languages used in addition to HTML and CSS to create a lively and interactive website. HTML and CSS are used to create the layout and look of a website, while other languages like JavaScript and PHP are used to learn programs that make a site more interactive. Tools for writing a website. Professional web developers sometimes play to use a special code editor program where they write the code and make a website. However, the text editor that comes pre-installed on computer, Notepad, or TextEdit can be used as well. HTML website files are saved as HTML.html file type. For example, a website called index should be saved as index.html file name. Tell the browser this is an HTML file. You can name your HTML file whatever you want. Index is usually what the main page of a website is named. Be sure to include HTML after the name of your file. Otherwise, web browsers won't read it correctly. Viewing a website. To view a website, you need a web browser. Web browsers are programs that can read HTML files and display them as a website on your computer. Examples of web browsers are Chrome, Safari, Microsoft Edge, and Firefox. Go to the folder where your HTML file is saved. Right-click on Command-click on a Mac, and under the Open With menu, select the browser. When you open your file, the browser displays the website. Web page basics. All websites contain contents. Content is the text, image, or the part of the website that the viewer sees when they look at the site in their web browser. Web browsers are programs that can read HTML files and display them as a website on a computer. You can read HTML code from any site by right-click on the page in a web browser and selecting a page source. A new window will open, revealing all the code of that page. Tag and element. Elements are the part of the web page. They are like building blocks, which type has different details or layer of what you want to build. Tags are like quotation marks. The operation portion quotation mark tell you when a quote begins, and the closing quotation mark tell you when the quote ends. Start and end tags work in the same way. They surround each piece of content in the code for a website. Start tag, content, end tag. You are on element now. Tags are important because they tell the computer when an element begins and when it ends. Elements are the tags plus the content inside them. Element tag plus content. There are many types of elements, but they all start with a tag, following by content, then end with a tag. Element name, content goes here. Element name, content, start tag, you place angle bracket around the name of the element. The whole line makes up an element, and the tag, like the start tag, but with a forward slash. Elements are used for format text and divide the website into sections. For example, element display as this text is a ball, this text is a ball. H1 slash H1, this is a heading. EM, the text is emphasized, the text is emphasized. Button, this is a button. Website element, every website should include HTML, head, and body element. HTML element holds all other elements between its opening and closing tag. This element marks where the HTML document starts and ends. Head element holds elements that give additional information about the website. Most elements in the head element do not display content of the website for the viewer to see. These elements give information to the app browser, including additional CSS code and the site title or keywords for search engine to look for. The body element is where all the website content that you see goes. The text, image, video, animation, and anything else you want displayed on your site go here. The head and body of a website can look like this. Head, body, heading. The title text is displayed on the browser tab. A paragraph is bold text in it. Body HTML. Formatting HTML. Indentation apps and white space don't matter in HTML. Indenting nested elements make it easier to keep everything organized. Indenting the H1 element in the text below shows that it's nested inside the body element. It's important to put the closure text in the right place. The code has a bold element nested inside the paragraph element. Famous example of shield volcano is Kilauea in Hawaii. This displays a famous example of a shield volcano is Tualua in Hawaii. Tualua is still active and adds to the land mass of the island. The B tag is used to make Tualua bold. The elements are properly nested because the bold start end / bold end tag are inside the p start end / p end tags. If your tags are nested incorrectly, content may show up wrong. It would be harder to keep the code organized, and it would make finding error more difficult. Incorrect nesting. The / bold end tag comes after the / p end tag, which computes the nesting order and will not show the text correctly. HTML is not case sensitive. This means that all these examples work the same. All uppercase, all lowercase, mixed capitalization. But most web developers type their tags in lowercase, mostly because it used to be required and has become a habit. Commands. You can add commands to HTML code that won't be read by the browser. Commands are notes to yourself about the program that look like this. Write your commands. Exclamation point at the beginning, but not at the end. Opening and closing tags need to be different so that the programmer and the computer don't get confused about where tagged content starts and stops. For example, the opening, the tag looks different from the closing tag, and the opening tag has an exclamation point while the closing tag does not.